Alright guys, in today's video, I want to show you an open world action RPG indie game that I've just discovered and I'm so glad to have, as it is looking so cool from all of its little sneak peeks here and there, and it's mostly being made by one developer only. We're also going to be talking about some other great looking upcoming games, like the FPS SWAT game Ready or Not, which finally received gameplay from its PvE component. We have an upcoming FPS called Project Wraith, and a new open world survival game where you're the size of ants, called Smalland, which by the way was announced before Grounded even existed. So let's just get into it right away. So this is Project Sky. First of all, if you like what you see, make sure you give the developer a follow on his Twitter, link in the description. And note that some footage in this video is outdated and pretty much everything will look better at release. Project Sky is obviously inspired by Horizon Zero Dawn, but while it does have a lot of gameplay elements that can be similar, the game has a lot of unique things too. At its core, Project Sky is a third-person action exploration RPG that features a vast open world filled with a variety of vibrant cultures, frightening machines, and unique regions that will all challenge you to learn their rules of survival. This is a game set in a vast science fantasy world of old technology and untamed wilderness. Partnering with an unlikely companion from one of the non-human tribes, players will travel to the far corners of the Skylands, seeking to unite all tribes under a single banner, so that they may stand a fighting chance as they wage war against a technologically superior force. You will have a variety of tools and strategies at your disposal for every encounter. Against humanoid opponents, you may lay traps and wait for them to weaken themselves before you strike, or you can charge into battle, taking care to cripple their legs to ensure there is no escape. Against colossal machines, you might challenge them on the back of your faithful Orc-Wolf, dodging missiles and gunfire while returning explosives of your own, or you could use your grappling hook to scale them and deal damage directly. There is no single correct answer to any problem, and the only limit is your own creativity. In Project Sky, you will learn to survive in a world both beautiful and deadly as you develop a bond with your travel companion, which is an intelligent AI character from one of Skyland's 7 indigenous peoples. You will explore ancient ruins and hunt the metal creations left behind by the false gods that vanished long ago. You will handcraft and fine-tune your equipment, uncover and harness advanced technology from another age, and ultimately ensure that the mistakes of the past are not misused to shape the future. You'll be able to create armor and weapons that are truly yours. Customize each part of your equipment, right down to the materials that each component is made of. Experiment around and create the perfect piece of gear that will complement your playstyle. Also create a companion from one of the 7 indigenous tribes that will learn about the world as you do. Become an efficient team, watching each other's back and learn how best to work with one another as your relationship evolves. I'm really excited for this game's future, and let me know if you guys are too. Next up, we have Ready or Not's brand new update that finally shows the gameplay we've wanted for such a long time, even though it's only a small sneak peek. If you didn't know, Ready or Not has been announced almost 4 years ago now, and its reveal trailer looked absolutely amazing, right up to its gameplay reveal, which also looked really good. It was right up after this reveal that things went down for the developers of the project, with them concentrating on the PvP competitive side of the game and forgetting the PvE, while also having problems communicating with the community and things like that. After 3 years, the worries finally stopped when they promised to give many updates throughout the weeks and months to come. And they also partnered with the popular publisher Team 17 so they can bring a polished, updated, and great product to us all. This partnership is 100% helping on the update side, and the first update they brought us is our first look in more than a year at PvE gameplay. Here's the description of it. Alarms echo their death throes through regal hallways throttled by smoke, blood-spattered walls, and still twitching bodies. There are civilians here, trapped, terrified, traumatized, looking for a way out. It is up to you to make sure they get out of here safely. It's up to you to make sure order is brought to chaos. Ready or Not single-player and cooperative experiences are absolutely its central focus. As such, the game's artificial intelligence has been built from the ground up to be intelligent, adaptive, and reactive. Suspect darts from cover to cover, flank sedentary players, and utilize their surroundings and civilians to get the upper hand. Any encounter with a suspect has the chance to be a lethal one, and a lack of awareness, perception, or preparation can mean failing a mission, or not making it out of one alive. Whether facing chasing down a lone suspect with a handgun or several with an arsenal, Ready or Not's AI interact with much more than just the player. Civilians, hostages, each other, environmental objects, and more can impact the situations you'll go up against. Every encounter should be treated as a unique situation with its own necessary preparations, tools, and risk. You'll bring order to chaos online with friends through a tactical cooperative experience, lead a crack team of AI-driven SWAT members in a solo story-rich campaign, or battle a rogue organization in a fierce and competitive multiplayer environment. Let me know what you all think of this. Next up, we have Project Wraith. Some people might remember I talked about this upcoming tactical FPS game in one of my compilation videos, maybe like 2 months ago, and it already looked pretty interesting. Today, well yesterday, the developer showed its first look at gameplay and environment of one of the maps available, and I really like how it's all looking. The developers of Project Wraith do not want to rush the release of this game. In the game, it will only be you, your gun, and your overall skill. You won't be gifted abilities or kill streaks or power-ups that makes you better. You should never be able to make the game boring for others. At its core, Project Wraith is very minimalist. The game is a simple, boots to the ground FPS game. No kill streaks, mines, or annoying things like that. Just you and your gun. Modes will be 5v5 search and destroy, as well as bigger 12v12 total war like domination, capture the flag, and team deathmatch modes. They've also got a ton of guns and content planned. They will introduce modern innovations like weapon customization, better visibility, and an anti-camp solution and other things to keep the gameplay fresh and fast-paced. If you're playing Project Wraith, you should always be seeking action. Good luck sitting in a corner forever because they've got anti-camp solution. Oh, about that, the developers said the game will never have mines, claymores, or any sort of trap mechanism. Not even stun grenades. Only the classic equipment that has you attack a certain place, not staying at the same place and camping. Also, don't expect to be given items that result in easy, frustrating kills for the other player. No grenade launchers, RPGs, or any sort of overpowered weapon. The developers will be constantly tweaking guns in case anything is missed. They're keeping their ears to the ground. Finally, for this short segment, we have got the upcoming open-world survival game Smalland, which just received its first official screenshots as well as little sneak peeks of gameplay. In Smalland, explore the vast land of the small, traverse lake-sized puddles, scale skyscraper-sized trees, battle or tame creatures, discover the dense dark forest and the strange metallic monolith left over from before, discover hidden resources and craft armor, weapons, and shelters, and more. Build an encampment and upgrade it into a settlement. Collect customizable outfits and armor that not only provide you with resistance and abilities, but also allow you to personalize as you team up with friends in a co-op PvE environment. Survive the dangers of Smalland's world, from the living animals to the changing weather. Most of the creatures you encounter will see you as lower on the food chain, like birds, rats, lizards, and spiders. They will all see you as a tasty food source. Weather conditions and season are in constant flux. This not only affects your health, but also dynamically changes the flora and fauna of the open world. If you want to survive for another day, preparation is key. The game does not have a release date, but let me know what you all think of this. Alright guys, that is all for today's gaming news. For more like this, make sure to drop a like and of course subscribe to stay tuned. Talk to you all soon. Thanks to Richard Westfall, Bruce Rain 236, Thunderbeard, Kianzo Fagari, Rickno23, Diamond Hunter 45, Themistocles, Space Beer Gaming, and Rush Singbati for being a master member on the channel. You can become a survivor member for as low as 99 cents only by clicking the join button below. This will support me and the channel as a whole to continue making videos on the games that truly deserve it.